So when it comes to dealing with narcissistic people, one of the many ways a narcissist will use to distract you from the truth and so that they can get away with their behaviour is the narcissist blame shifting. They are looking to exploit people, to treat people unfairly, to get their own needs met because they feel entitled to do as they please and have everything their own way. A narcissist wants to manipulate the facts so that they can avoid taking responsibility for their behaviour. A narcissist wants to distort reality. They want to gaslight you into doubting what's happening to you so that they can get away with what they're doing to you. They want to mislead people. They want to misdirect people. They want to distract people from the truth of the matter onto the narrative that will best serve the narcissist. Blame shifting is a narcissist's form of control so that they can avoid taking responsibility for their behaviour, so that they can shift the blame over to somebody else for their behaviour, so that there's no consequences to the narcissist's actions and the narcissist can carry on going about their daily business as they believe they're entitled to do so, with the lack of empathy to care for those they hurt along the way. A narcissist will find someone else to blame for their own failings, their own mistakes, their unwillingness to conform to societal norms, their unwillingness to be respectful of another, their unwillingness to be loyal towards other people, their unwillingness to share in morals that take care of others, their unwillingness to respect reasonable rules, the narcissist's unwillingness to respect professional conduct. And we can all make mistakes in life. However, there are those people who will admit to it and learn from it, and then there are narcissistic people that will find someone else to blame, play the victim and get away with it because they feel entitled to do as they please and are looking to shift the blame over to somebody else for their own irresponsible behaviour. A narcissist will do this by projection, where they want to pass on their unwanted traits, their unwanted characteristics, their unwanted feelings onto another person. It is their defense mechanism. So if a narcissist is feeling envious of another, they want to pass those feelings on to another. If a narcissist is feeling unhappy about something within their life, they are going to create an environment to make those around them unhappy. They are going to pass their feelings off onto another person, and then once they've got that other person or those other people into those feels, a narcissist is then going to be all smug and happy with themselves because to the narcissist that's the other person's problem and not the narcissist, which is the narcissist baiting. A narcissist is going to provoke emotions within you to gain reactions from you so that they can blame you for what that narcissist is actually doing to you. Gaslighting, where a narcissist is going to go all out to distort your reality so that you feel like you're losing your sanity, so that the narcissist can distract you from what's happening to you, so that you give the narcissist the benefit of the doubt. Triangulation, where a narcissist is going to find a third party to blame, where they're going to say, well, if your sister hadn't, if your brother hadn't, if your mother hadn't, they're going to find somebody else to blame for their behaviour. They can also do it in a format of, well, your sister did it, to justify the narcissist's behaviour. A narcissist is always looking to find a scapegoat to take the fall for what the narcissist has done that is perceived as wrong by others. Because a narcissist is looking to manipulate, they're looking to unfairly control people, to get the upper hand over people, to get one over on someone. They're looking to dishonestly switch the narrative to work in the narcissist's best interest. So when it comes to blame shifting, a narcissist is going to come at you and say, if you hadn't, to make out that if you hadn't have done something, they wouldn't have done what they did, when it doesn't matter what you did or did not do. What they did is what they did, and that is on them and never you. Or they might say, well, if they hadn't, blaming someone else. Again, it's irrelevant what somebody else has done. It's what the narcissist has done. That's their behaviour. That's nobody else's fault. And if they're not willing to recognise this, they're not willing to learn from this, and they will not change out of this pattern of behaviour. It's your fault. Well, if you've done something that you have done, which you will take responsibility for, then yes, that's your fault. If they have done something that they have done, then that is their fault. That's not your fault. You are not responsible for their behaviour. You are not responsible for who they are as a person. However, a narcissist wants to make you feel responsible so that they can get away with what they're doing to you. And within that narcissist mindset, they can be very convincing with this, because a narcissist is usually quite envious of other people, or they need excessive attention. So if they're not getting the attention they feel they're entitled to, and they're envious of you giving your attention to somebody else, now this can be a relationship, and you can just be giving your children the attention that they need, and the narcissistic parent is going to get offended by this. So they're going to then start triangulating. They're going to try and put you in a bad mood so that they can say to the children, look how grumpy mummy is today, look how grumpy daddy is today, so that the narcissist can feel better that they weren't getting the attention that they believe they're entitled to. But in the narcissist mind, because you weren't given the attention they believe they're entitled to, they then believe it's your fault that they've treated you in this way. So they're always looking to shift the blame so that they don't have to feel guilty, they don't have to feel remorseful, so that they can escape responsibility, and so that they can shame somebody else for their behaviour. We are all responsible for our own behaviour. Yes, we can be provoked into reacting. And as much as you can take your responsibility for reacting and stepping out of character, we also have to take responsibility that we have to find a safe way out of that situation, a safe way away from that person, so that we can find those that bring the best out within us. As you're usually trying to bring the best out within a narcissist, while a narcissist is determined to bring the worst out within you. But they didn't, but you didn't. Again, so that whatever it is that a narcissist has not done, because they haven't done it, instead of accepting responsibility for not doing it, they want to find someone else to blame. So if they've forgotten to do something, it'll be because you didn't remind me, because a narcissist fails to take responsibility. Or they might turn around and say, but you said. You might not have even said anything. A narcissist is going to gaslight you into believing that you agreed to doing something that you didn't agree to do, to make you feel guilty, so that you do the very thing that they want you to do. What about when you? What about when they? So they can look at something similar that someone else has done, and yes, just like we all have the same 24 hours in a day, those 24 hours are different from person to person. The daily life that they're living, the things that they are going through. Yes, they've got 24 hours, but they're a different set of 24 hours for an individual person to manage and handle with their coping mechanisms that they have at that moment in time. So just because somebody else did something does not make it right for another person to do something. So a narcissist coming at you saying, what about when you, is irrelevant to what they're actually doing to you. They're trying to distract you and take you off topic and get you to defend and explain yourself to them, so that they don't have to defend and explain themselves to you. You're overreacting. putting the blame onto your reactions to their actions, because a narcissist wants to convince you that your reactions to their actions are the problem, to distract you from the fact that their actions are causing your reactions. Therefore, their actions are the underlying root cause, the underlying problem, the thing that actually needs treating. Whereas because you take responsibility for your behaviour, you believe your reactions are the problem, and the narcissist can continue getting away with their actions. And yes, we do have to be responsible for our own behaviour, but we also have to recognise that other people have to be responsible for their own. If they're unwilling to do this, we need to keep a safe distance from that person, because we will get blamed for their behaviour one day. We will get scapegoated for their behaviour one day, because they're not looking to be held accountable. They're looking to get away with it. Don't be so sensitive, which is quite ironic, because narcissistic people can be some of the most sensitive people you can ever meet. Not that they'll display this openly. Instead, they will bait you into a situation to provoke you into feeling sensitive, to accuse you of being the sensitive one, when you're not too sensitive. You're just around a very insensitive person. Our feelings are for us, and they're for us to work through. And if those close to you don't want to validate those feelings and help you through them, and want to dismiss them and make you feel worse, they lack the empathy to care for you. Yes, some well-meaning people can try to get you out of the victim mindset, because that does lead you into a path of misery. For example, narcissistic people thrive off the victim mindset. We can all be victims of something. We can all go through a phase of the victim mindset. We need supportive people that understand, not people that are looking to blame us for everything that they do wrong. Why do you have to spoil everything? Why do you have to be so awkward? Why do you have to make everything so difficult? Again, because a narcissist feels like they're entitled to have everything their own way. If they're not getting things their own way, then you're the difficult one. You're the awkward one. You're the one causing problems. So that you, because you take responsibility for your thoughts and your feelings, question your behaviour, question your reactions, question your no, change your mind and serve the narcissist. When it comes to dealing with narcissistic people, you have to recognise when they are passing the blame for their behaviour over to you. You have to recognise what they have done, and if they are willing to take responsibility. If someone is genuinely willing to take responsibility for a mistake they made, this is your warning, and you can give them a chance. If someone then repeats that mistake, that's your lesson, that they haven't learned from the first mistake they made, and they will do it again. So yes, I'm all for second chances. However, that second chance realistically needs to be the last chance. It's very difficult when dealing with narcissists, because they distort reality that much. It takes an average of 7 attempts to get out of one of these relationships, because they play that many mind games so that they can control reality to suit themselves. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments. If you're looking for further support and understanding and help overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and the teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I've partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is in the video description. I shall add the videos into the description on the narcissist blame shifting, which explains more the narcissist projection and the narcissist gaslighting and the narcissist divide and conquer. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support. If you are new to the channel and you find the information interesting or helpful, please do subscribe. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.